E3 this weekend, wasn't it? Should I be? I should be more excited, really, shouldn't I? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go down here. Hey guys, how you doing? My name is codename BIGBEAR, Stuart, if you want to call me by my first name. Welcome to the Bear's Den. Now, as I said in the cold open, it is E3 this weekend, and people are very excited about lots and lots of games coming out, lots of announcements potentially coming out. I am filming this on Friday. I have no idea what's happened over the weekend. So we could have had a Breath of the Wild announcement, we could have more announcements to do with Final Fantasy VII, we could have had a brand new Mega Man game announced. I don't know, I wish that was the case, by the way. But there's lots of things that come out. One thing that has caught my attention, at least today, is Evil Dead. So Evil Dead, the video game. If anyone's seen the trailer for it, it actually looks really quite good. In fact, I'm just going to show you some clips.
Hola, cyber friends. I'm Bruce Campbell. You know me as Ash Williams, the dude who saved the world from evil. I'm here to bring you the lowdown on the upcoming Evil Dead, the game. You and your friends will team up as classic Evil Dead heroes to live the nightmare. You'll use savage finishing moves or tear evil a new one. Or, if you're not into the whole save the world thing, we have another option. You can play as the vile Kandarian demon itself. But who would want to do that? He'd be a dick.
Yeah, I mean, so it looks alright, doesn't it? You know, it's one of those. You got Bruce Campbell returning as Ash after he announced his retirement of ever playing Ash again. But I really do think he's just going to keep on doing voiceover work. And I really hope that he continues doing video games for us, because there's only one Ash Williams in the world. But if you don't know what Evil Dead is, as you saw, it's a pretty gory franchise. But it's actually a film franchise that started in the 1970s with The Evil Dead. It's a really... really visceral, nasty film, but it's a really great film at the same time. And if you like horror, that's a true masterpiece. It really is. Made on basically a zero budget. Sam Raimi was like, it took him months and months and months to make. There was like 15 months or so to make. People were left during production, so he had to kind of get fake people in. There's loads of stuff going on. He was working like triple jobs, working taxis, he was sleeping whilst he was directing, all this kind of thing anyway. But the main attraction, and then it goes to Evil Dead 2, which is basically a remake of the first one, softens up a bit, adds a bit more comedy, which is probably one of the best ones in the franchise, and that's followed up by Army of Darkness, which is just an amazing game. Amazing film. That's a film I've watched since I was probably about 10 years old. It is great fun, it is funny, it is exciting, and it's genuinely brilliant. Just all-round fantastic film. But the Evil Dead actually had games in its series as well. So on the PS1 era, you had Evil Dead Hail to the King, which was a survival horror, fixed camera survival horror, very inspired by Resident Evil, and it was alright. I mean, I really struggled playing it. It was a hard game to play. The controls are iffy. The whole mechanics of it is a bit wrong. You have to constantly refuel your chainsaw, which is not good because it runs out very, very quickly. And when you consider the film, he has that thing chugging along all the time, never has to refuel it. It was just a bit of one of those, really. But it was a good game. It was fine. It was a good start, let's put it that way. But the second game that came out was Evil Dead: A Fistful of Boomstick. This was each level was like a mini sandbox. You kind of just roam around, do anything, and you just chopped up deadites with your chainsaw hand. It can switch out for a rocket launcher, it can switch out for, I think it was like a flamethrower at one point. But the main thing about this game is any weapon that Ash held, shotgun, pistol, flare gun, whatever it was, he could shoot people from any angle, which was great. So like, you'd be walking down the road and he'd put that cobalt blue steel on his shoulder, he'd be facing you in the camera, walking down, and there's deadites behind him, and he'd just shoot them behind him. Or you could see some to the side and he'd just do that. And it was so cool. And one of the great things about this game is it had a specific button for quips, which is something that hasn't been seen really since Scarface, The World Is Yours. You know, a particular button for them just to say something. was great. It was like, whoa, they used every single button for everything. You know, you have black and white on the Xbox to change your weapons out. The action buttons, and they had one particular button for quips was just so good. This game was funny, it was action-packed, and it was just a great gameplay. It was just a great game to play, sorry. And and then you had Evil Dead Regeneration, which is a fantastic follow-up. This time around, Ash wakes up in a mental asylum, and people don't believe him that, he had to chop up his friends because they all turned into evil demons. And then, lo and behold, evil demons turn up because somebody's found the Necronomicon and decided to, well, try and open portals and stuff. Make immortal beings. And one of these characters that turns up is a new mechanic for the game. So instead of being able to like shoot in every direction, this time Ash has unlimited ammo. He can change out his chainsaws and stuff. He has different powers, different things he can do. But he also has a little guy called, I can't remember what his name is actually. Played by Ivan Raimi, Sam Raimi's brother, who's also in the Evil Dead films as well. And he's this little dude. You can kind of kick him up to things. You can kill him. You can send him to be killed by Deadites to unlock certain things. He always pops up beside you and he's always giving you loads of crap the entire way through the game. And he's really fun. The whole camaraderie between them was fantastic. And then we didn't get an Evil Dead game forever. The fact the next Evil Dead thing we got was Ash versus the Evil Dead, which was an amazing series. Like, it was funny, it was well written, it was gory, it was gross. Really gross in at least 2 episodes anyway that I can think of. If you've seen it, you probably know which ones I'm talking about. But this was an aged Ash. This time he's like in his 50s, he's bloated, he's wearing a corset to keep himself thin. He's got no teeth, he's lost his teeth, he's got falsies in. And he's just like, he's just living in a trailer and he's an absolute schlub. And all of a sudden, evil things start coming at him again because somehow the Necronomicon has decided that Ash is the person to kill because, well, if you watch Army Darkness, he's pretty much a chosen one. He is tied to that book, whether he likes it or not. And that series was great, one of three long series, like 12 episodes apiece. And then it got cancelled unfairly. At Stars, for some reason, they decided to cancel it. I have no idea why. It might be because they were getting a Disney deal or Disney Plus a couple of years later. Maybe there's something to do with that. They didn't want something so gory. But yeah, it was getting the viewership and it was getting love. People really just enjoyed the show, and it was one of the greatest television programs that got cancelled, and I don't understand why it did. If you've ever seen it, you may know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, give it a watch. Like, if you've seen Evil Dead, you've seen all those, give it a watch. Play the game's fantastic. But the reason I'm talking about all this, just to kind of give you a little bit back up here, is Evil Dead the video game's coming out, and it looks good, but it looks unbelievably disappointing. To me. Because I wanted another action game. I wanted another game that followed Ash going on his adventures, killing Deadites, trying to get the girl basically telling him get lost. Yeah, even though he does get a kiss usually I don't know how. The guy is a scumbag, he really is. But tell him to get lost, or the girl decides she becomes a Deadite and he has to kill her for whatever reason. And it's just, I wanted a game like that. I wanted a game that kind of progressed the story or changed the way things were done again. Took a little turn on the third-person action shooter. Maybe even going back to horror or even, but because you had Ash vs Evil Dead, you could have done so much of that material. You had so much more material to pull from. You could have had a team-based third-person. You could have a multiplayer. All of you going into this adventure and having this linear story that you can play through, or even like a 2-player thing or something like that. But instead, we got this multiplayer Friday the 13th clone, and that probably means I won't play it. Like, ever. Because the problem with that is you need people to play with. And I just don't really play online with anybody ever anymore. I don't really play online at all. I'm sad to say, even though I love it, Gears of War 5 pretty much put me off that forever. The money grabbing type things is really annoying. I know this game probably won't have all that kind of thing. Well, it might do, I don't really know. But just the whole idea of you are in a team of 3 and you're going against one big bad or a couple of big bads of another team, kind of like Evolution or like I said Friday the 13th, in kind of these little locations, has no real story. You've got all these characters being pulled from the Evil Dead franchise. You've got Evil Ash, you've got what's his face? The medieval dude with the red hair. You've got the main characters from Ash vs Evil Dead. I'm useless with names, I'm sorry about this. But you've got loads of characters being pulled from the franchise into this game, and there's no story with it, and there's no like single player campaign, which is what I really, really want, and it really bothers me. So yeah, I mean, I just wish they kind of did something with it. We got Bruce Campbell back. If they didn't have Bruce Campbell back and had some kind of impersonator, then yeah, fine, whatever, do this. But the fact you got Bruce Campbell, don't waste him. The guy is a B-movie legend. Like, he is film legend. B-movie is probably the best one because he's been in so much, but he is quintessential in like quintessential is definitely the wrong word, but this guy is just fantastic. He always brings it, he always delivers. You've never heard of him. Like I said, he's in Evil Dead, he's in Burn Notice, he plays Sam Axe in Burn Notice. He's been in Xena Warrior Princess and Hercules, the TV series from the 90s. He is the antagonist for the Spider-Man trilogy, the Tobey Maguire one. He named Spider-Man. He defeated Spider-Man. And then, well, actually, he didn't become Spider-Man. But in one of the extras on Fistful Boomstick, he says he became Spider-Man. But yeah, in the third one, he ends up helping Spider-Man. And then originally, in the fourth film for the Sam Raimi series, he was going to be Mysterio. Rumor has it, he might even turn up in the new Spider-Man film, and if he does, I really do hope he is an Mysterio person, at least. Or some kind of weird Spider-Man. That'd be amazing. I'd love to see that. But Bruce Campbell's incredible, and the fact they're doing this game and not using his voice talents for a long story or kind of just funny, just kind of tale to tell, especially when he's put so much love into this one character since 1979, it just baffles me a little bit. I don't know. I'm just disappointed, guys. I really am. Don't get me wrong. When the game comes out, I will play it. I will let you know my feelings on it. And that's about as far as I'm going to get with that, to be honest. I don't really know if I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not really sure I will enjoy it. Personally, I really don't think I will. But then at the same time, I could really enjoy it. I love gory games. This game looks really good, and it's got some great characters in it. But whether it just depends on how it's portrayed, and if those servers work. Because let's face it, these games have server issues all the time. It usually crashes, especially at the beginning when they first come out. So I'm really worried about that, and I'm a bit worried about potentially paying like 70 quid for a game that I might not play. So I don't know. Maybe the producers would be nice and give me a code, please. So anyway, guys, that's my E3 video for Bear's Den this week. I literally didn't focus on anything else at all because I don't know what's happened. Maybe next week I'll talk about it. Maybe in the week. I doubt I will, to be honest, because I am so busy with work. I really am struggling to find time to think about anything to do with games. This kind of video kind of came up because my cousin sent me a trailer. But anyway, guys, let me know what you think down below. Let me know what you think about the Evil Dead game. If you think it looks rubbish, if you think it looks good, if you love the original games, if you love the original series and the films and all that kind of thing, let me know. Let me talk about it. I would love to talk about this to anybody in the comments. I will chat to you for days about it. So guys, like, share, subscribe, do all that kind of thing. Just guys, mostly have a nice day and don't forget to be nice to each other, yeah?